Happy Halloween, crypto kids, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be jumping into the price of Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool video. We're going to jump into multiple different things. It's going to be very, very important, filled with so much information. So stick around until the end and make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Ladies and gents, I'm 16, I'm Crypto Kid, and let's jump into the video. Okay, guys, now jumping into the video, we have multiple things to talk about. We have the Bitcoin short-term chart, long-term chart. Then I have this very interesting graphic to talk about. On top of this, Wyckoff, Bitcoin dominance, S&P 500's perfect bounce from this MRI support, the DXY, this very interesting tweet that I tweeted just a couple of days ago. We have the Bitcoin liquidations, the Bitcoin open interest, fear and greed, just so much more in today's video. So make sure to, again, stay tuned until the end. But before I continue into the analysis, guys, make sure to not miss out on the campaigns we have with both Bybit and Bitflex. However, Bitcoin broke out. We were expecting, I was expecting a retest, right? We did talk about a potential retest and then a continuation towards the upside. We did see the retest. However, it was very much short-lived. We didn't see a bullish move carrying on. So because of this, I had to readjust the chart. Now it's no longer a descending triangle or a bullish pennant. Now we have an ascending triangle. And unfortunately, ascending triangles are usually a little bit bearish, right? They do tend to break towards the downside. And looking on the daily time frame, we can also see a double top forming on Bitcoin. Now, in the shorter time frame, following Wyckoff, right? Because now we've had the consolidation. If you guys are an OG on the channel, you would have heard about me talk about Wyckoff already. On phase C, which is the phase that we're in right now, Bitcoin can have a retracement back towards the $31,800 level. That is very much possible. And if Bitcoin does decide to retrace back to 31.8K, then I will be longing massively. Why? Because looking at this chart over here, it's just this one. Hold on, I'm getting lost. There's too many charts, too many charts. Where has it gone? There it is. Now, looking at Bitcoin's 2-week logarithmic chart, we can see that we've had, a bottom every single time. This one was from 2012, I believe. So 2012, we had a bottom, then we increased by 5,250%. We had another bottom that lasted from 2013 to 2017, and that caused almost a 2,000% price increase towards the upside. Then we also had another rounded bottom for a couple of years, which led to a 260% move, which was the previous two bull markets that we had back to back. Now, following this, we can see that Bitcoin is actually breaking out at the moment from this rounding bottom that we have been forming for the past couple of months. And if I bring out my brush, you can see that we're actually breaking above the resistance at the moment, which is very, very bullish. However, something that you can notice is every single time that Bitcoin has had this break towards the upside, the gains have decreased. Now, the reason that the gains have decreased is because, wow, that was terribly drawn. It's because of the Bitcoin logarithmic curves. Again, very, very much terribly drawn, but there is a logarithmic curve for Bitcoin. So this curve, basically what it does is it doesn't allow Bitcoin to have higher highs in terms, not higher highs, but the same amount of increases towards the upside. So if Bitcoin does confirm a breakout from here, there's still 5 days and 11 hours for this candle to close. Most likely we would probably go higher towards maybe the $100,000 area. And if we do come to $100,000, again, that is less of a price move towards the upside. So I think I've said this in previous videos. My price target is between $80,000 and $100,000 for the next bull market, which I personally believe will top out on some point in 2025. So that is my current prediction for Bitcoin. And in terms of a trade, what do I want to do, right? What trade do I want to set? Now, the long position we had unfortunately got stopped out because Bitcoin didn't confirm a higher break towards the upside after we were forming that bullish pennant. So we did break back below, and now we're in this ascending triangle. But I am looking at long positions compared to short positions due to all of the reasons that I have stated. And my entry point for this long position may well be just at $31,800. So in fact, on Bitflex, I can open a limit order. So if I order a limit, I want to order at 31,800 just to set it up from now on. And I want to change the leverage to an isolated 15, press confirm, and boom. So at $31,800, we should be opening a long position. So if I press open, so order price 31,800, quantity 0.17 Bitcoin. Amazing. So yeah, that should be it. And of course, I will add to this position if we actually do come towards the downside. But for now, I'm keeping it like so. And if you guys do want to be trading that too, you can do so as well if you wish. Again, according to Wyckoff, it is possible we have this retracement, but due to my long-term bullishness, I do think we will head higher. And on top of that, ladies and gents, Bitcoin has actually created a golden bullish crossover on the daily time frame. Bitcoin has had the golden cross, which is not as significant as the weekly, but it's still something pretty decent. Now, if I go back, the last time we had the golden cross was back on February, and Bitcoin did drop back down to this 200 period moving average. So whenever we do see crossovers, usually the moving averages attract the prices towards them, towards the crossover itself. So yes, in the long term, we're probably going to go towards the upside, but it doesn't mean that in the imminent short term, we can drop down below. So that is the situation in terms of Bitcoin TA. Now I want to switch to more analytics and more fundamental analysis that can push the price even higher. So a couple of days ago, I shared this tweet saying that the total Bitcoin open interest has recently reached an all-time high and could potentially drive the Bitcoin price to 40,000 US dollars. Now, the reason for this is if you don't know what open interest is, it's basically the total amount of open options trades that are available on the market. And we discussed the ratio in the previous video. I don't want to go into too much detail on this because, again, I talked about this more previously. And the total options open, they are looking at a more of a call ratio. So it is possible that after the ETF or after the halving, Bitcoin goes higher because the institutions are expecting a higher Bitcoin price after such events. Now, looking at the total Bitcoin on the BTC USDT chart, the liquidations, if we switch to the Bybit USDT perpetual on the weekly basis, we can see that the total liquidations that are very much significant are in the $35,000 region and just below the $34,000 region. So it is possible that Bitcoin drops to the $33,800 level, get some positions liquidated, and then pump towards the upside in the imminent short term. That is for sure a possibility that could be coming up. And if we switch to the 1 month on a more larger macro scale, we can see that the mass liquidation is all the way down at $26,000. And could this be triggered? Well, the market will decide that, but I don't think it's too likely in my opinion. Now, again, this was the open interest, which we discussed. If we have a look at the fear and greed index, Bitcoin is at a level of greed. So again, we do need to be cautious of that. And actually, Bitcoin is having a small drop towards the downside. Now we're trading at $34,170. Now, there is something very, very much important happening tomorrow, which is the FOMC press conference. Although, yes, this will be the interest rate decision, it is like 98% certain in the market that the interest rates are going to stay the same, which shouldn't really cause a drastic impact on the markets, at least on Bitcoin. Maybe it will affect the S&P 500, by the way, a little bit, which bounced off this MRI support line perfectly. In the previous video, we did discuss this, or I think on the Moon Show, I discussed this, that the S&P could bounce off from this level. So that is what is happening with the traditional markets. Now, the final thing, ladies and gents, is that the halving is going to happen in approximately 173 days, like we can see on CryptoKid.com over here. And again, coming up towards the halving, Bitcoin does tend to see an increase towards the upside. And we have the top of the bull market usually 1 year exactly after the halving. So that is fantastic. Now, I do have some traditional market news that I can briefly mention. So this is regarding the US national debt and that the credit rating actually for the US Treasuries has been dropped from an AA plus to an AAA by Fitch Ratings. Now, this happened actually in August, but I thought that it would be something important to bring up because a rating drop on the United States Treasuries means that the United States economy, in very, very short summary, is not doing too great at the moment, which is a given with over $33.6 trillion in US national debt at the current moment. Now, as interest rates continue to increase, which is possible going into next year, then bonds will also rapidly drop in value. That could lead to a massive recession in the United States, causing the traditional markets to dump lower eventually. So that is something that I wanted to mention. And before I close off, guys, make sure to go to the description below. And if you are in Dubai, you can sign up to my free, absolutely for free seminars. It is application only, and I think we are going to limit it to around 25, 30 people. So sign up, say that you've come from the Crypto Kids community, and you can join my free trading seminars, which will last for 3 entire terms. And I'll be teaching everything from TA to risk management to so many more stuff. So if you are in Dubai and you do want to learn technical analysis at a further level, then you can for sure go ahead and sign up. So guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you guys are celebrating, of course, happy Halloween. And yeah, guys, I will see you all in the next video very soon. Take care, guys, and bye-bye.